Daniel Geale.
Thanks, Gary. Well, tough day at the office, eh? I just want to thank people.
Out louder so everybody can hear.
He landed the right hand right down the pipe. Has he ever had anyone come back as quickly as Golovkin did?
I've been boxing 24 years, so I probably would have had guys come back, with a counter punch probably as quickly, but he caught me. He caught me in the right place at the right time. The hands were down. I just caught him. I thought I was safe, but that's what happens in boxing. You get caught, and you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I thought I threw a good punch, and I got caught, and I guess in that moment I was just completely disappointed in myself, and I wasn't thinking. I got up, and in the next minute I looked around, the referee waved it off. So I didn't really have much time to work out what was going on at that stage.
Were you still hurt and dazed at that moment? Was it the proper stoppage by the ref?
I don't know. Refs are there to do their job. I'm not a referee, so he definitely caught me. I know that, but I made the wrong decision, being so pissed off at myself about getting caught that it looked like that I wasn't right.
Danny, you fought guys like Felix Sturm, you fought guys like Darren Barker. What makes Gennady Golovkin better than both those guys?
I guess Golovkin, he's probably had more experience than those guys, especially amateur experience. He's the type of guy that is pretty rounded. He's got good footwork. I think I said all this before. Like we knew what he was about. He's got good footwork. He's got great timing, which means he's going to have great power as well. He's got a good sense, of his distance. He knows, where everybody is at any time. So that makes it tricky. And you make one mistake, which I did tonight, and you pay the price.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I want unification fight. It's my big thing, Miguel, because for me, very important who is the best middleweight division, 160. Or no, Miguel, maybe Salomon. And IBF champion from Australia, Sansari.
Well, again, it's Gennady wants to prove that he's the best middleweight champion. The only way to do that is to fight the other champions. So we would go out and try to make a Sam Sullivan fight if it's possible. We can't force anyone to get in the ring. We saw that with the Chavez fight. We agreed to a lot of different conditions to get the Chavez fight. It didn't happen. But Daniel Geale was a tremendous event here in Madison Square Garden. So to answer your question, that would be one of the goals. If we can't get, I think Abel would agree. That Cotto would be at the top of the list right now. Chavez is at the top of Abel's list, but as far as Miguel Cotto being the WBC middleweight champion, I think a fight between Miguel Cotto and Gennady Golovkin at the big arena here in Madison Square Garden, there's no bigger fight that can be made right now in New York City, and that would be at the top of the list for me.
This is a close decision. Decision for our punch. Yeah, I feel a little bit punch, because I'm ready for lucky punch. Good left hook. It's a good decision for me.
Just to expand on that, there's no question about Gennady's punching power, but there's also, I think after tonight, no question about his chin. He was in with one of the biggest punchers, Curtis Stevens, in the middleweight division, and didn't get affected, and after Daniel valiantly and bravely threw a big punch and Gennady countered it, and there's just nobody that can stand up to his punching power, but it also shows what kind of punch he can take and is willing to take to put on an exciting and impressive performance. And that's really what Abel has instilled with him, is not to outbox someone, but really take the fight to him and do whatever he can, not to look for the knockout, but the way Gennady fights just creates the knockout.
And look, his tactic, his strategy, you know, just second round is my job.
Question for Abel Sanchez. Abel, could you give a grade to Gennady and also your assessment of his performance?
I was asking him in between the first and the second round, between the second and third round, to stop searching for a shot, to stop looking for his head. I wanted him to go to the body a little more, to the shoulders, and that shot would come. But he was hell bent on trying to knock him out early, and he really wasn't listening. But he did what he thought was best in there, and he's the one that's in there. So all we can do is ask from the outside.
Not big surprise for me, just, you know, I think my friends and all people, he understand boxing. He understand, he love style, like my style, like, you know, like Mexican style. Just fight. It's not boxing, it's fight. You know, just, it's not game, it's fight. I think people love this style. This kind of, it's very good for me, for everybody.
Gennady, you are one of the rising superstar of boxing. And in far as thanks to the Latino community, we love you. And we were all salivating at the fight that was about to happen between you and Chavez. I understand that there's a lot of things that you cannot manipulate, but how do you feel about not fighting Chavez?
Thank you. You know, just this question is for me. I'm ready 100%. I want this fight. I want this fight, I need this fight. Just, I understand my situation. Just maybe I need time, great show, you know, for biggest fight. You know, just time, give me time.
Tell you what, just to add to what Gennady's saying, that's really more of a question for Chavez. I know Bob Arum put a big guarantee in front of him, also put a guarantee in case he lost, and Chavez didn't sign the contract. So we don't know all the intricacies of that promotional deal, but we know there was a lot of money on the table. And when he says it's not his time, what he means is he can't force the fight to happen. I can't force the fight to happen. The other fighter has to sign the contract. And so what he means by saying that is just he's going to go step by step. If Chavez won't sign, if Cotto won't fight, we have the commitment from HBO that, and I could probably, where's Peter Nelson? I don't know, maybe I'll let him announce it. Anyway, we have a renewed commitment from HBO that they're going to keep him very active, give him dates. I mean, how can you not? It was my prediction before the fight, and I stand by it, that this will be the highest rated show of any boxing show here in America. And that's a tribute to somebody from Kazakhstan, living in Germany, training in Big Bear, and it's only been less than 2 years to fight here. And it's just the way, the excitement that he brings to the ring, and the fans seeing that he's willing to fight anyone.
Next fight?
The next fight would be in October or November.
For Gennady and for Abel.
No, I'll show you next time my technique. Just you give me a big fight, big name, I'll show you my technique. Just this fight. No.
But those are the realistic pay-per-views. Anyone else, Gennady's happy to fight on HBO, and we think he reaches a broader audience. When we're building his star and building his cachet, we're happy to continue to build that, and until he gets to a point where there's a competitive match that people are going to be willing to pay for.
Well, if this fight, if none of those middleweight opponents, those fights can't happen for some reason, they don't happen. When you consider going up to 168 to fight a competitive fight against 100.
That's a fight that's going to be tough to make, only because the financial situation. You know, it's Gennady would go to 168. Carl Froch sold 80,000 tickets in Wembley Stadium. I mean, that's a testament to his marketability. Chavez is a proven pay-per-view star. Andre Ward is a terrific fighter. I've answered this question a number of times before, and we have a lot of respect. Everyone at the table has a lot of respect for his boxing ability. But the finances for that fight doesn't make sense for Gennady to go up to 168 when there's so many big names at 160, and Andre's going to want a big chunk of that money, and for Gennady to move up, he's going to want a big chunk of the money, just like he was going to get to fight Chavez. That was a pay-per-view financial structure, and the money was there to make that fight.